So, without further ado, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce This is another in a series of live broadcasts enjoying the creative sounds of music and harmony. Hope you enjoy. Don't touch that dial. Keep it locked. Tuned in and turned on.
Welcome to the Talk Dirty to Me podcast with the Maestro. Not just numbers, not just stats. It's about what they mean. And now, your host, the Maestro.
Hello and welcome to this week on the Talk Dirty to Me podcast with your boy, me. And always thank you for being here. Always thank you for checking out all the podcasts. A lot of great voices, lending information, lending knowledge here. The Blazer with Blazing Takes, the Marsh Pod, SimWorld Today, and of course, you know my favorite, say it with me, E-Lava and the Fat Man. My fun size boo. I'm just going to put it out like that. Around the table. You know what I'm talking about. Having some fun with them. That's what we do here. We have fun because that's what we do. Let's chop it up. A recruit that really got my attention. A recruit that really showed me a lot of really good things. And it's someone that, again, has everything you look for in terms of a kid coming into a league. And I don't mean kid in disrespect, but someone who has the game that you know you can build on. And that was Lane O'Neal at 6'2", 187 pounds, 15 years old. Showed three things that we can equate to very good court vision, very good court awareness, but more importantly, you know the thing that I like to see most, someone who can use space and understand leverage. He has a very quick move. If you fall asleep, it's over. Just forget about it. He has a very quick move, and he knows when and how to use it. He's very selective about it, at least what I've seen so far, and I like that because it shows me someone who's aware. If you want to call him a slasher, that's fine. I get where that phrase comes from, and it's oft misused in terms of what it means in basketball, but I'm just going to go with the majority rules here on how it's used and know that you understand what I'm talking about. And I say that because of his very quick first step, the first step that we just talked about. Just if you don't pay attention, he realizes his leverage very quickly. He uses that speed. He steps into it. And next thing you know, boom, you got his back and butt as he's going up to the rim. Very, very good passer. Someone who, even with teammates with selective familiarity, from what I could tell, again, I'm reading this from the outside. I don't know the whole story. And I like it that way because it helps me make a better read on where the talent is, not just the talent with the ball in their hands, but the talent without the ball in their hands. Because most of the old heads will tell you, I'm going to look there first. I look more at what you do without the ball than I do with the ball. At this level, everybody can score. At this level, everybody has a move. At this level, everybody can dribble the ball through the earth. But what do you do off the ball to get the ball at a point where you're serving your team? That is always where I'm looking for, and the old heads will tell you that. And Lane O'Neal was very, very good at recognizing where his teammates were and passing them to where they needed to be in some cases. A couple of very good passes. I was thinking to myself, whoa, the guy should be there. And then whoever he was passing it to went to the ball, which means he passed them open. That's a very, very, very mature move. And you like seeing that because it tells you something about where the head of his game is. And that is super nice. Again, as I said, and if I haven't, I apologize, but I won't play that, oh, they will be a good fit for this. They'll be a good fit for that. I would never presume to speak for these amazing coaches we have in SimWorld Hoops. They know what they need. They know what they're looking for. They know what would best serve their scheme. And that's important because where you go is as important as who you go there with or who's there when you get there. Why? And I'm saying that specifically because I need to be at a team that's going to put me in a position to do what I do. Very few athletes, no matter how they might feel about themselves, have the ability to go to any team and make a difference. Let's just be real about it. If I hurt your feeling, I am sorry, not sorry. But many athletes can make an impact and have an opportunity to make an impact if they go to the right place and allow themselves to be fit into the scheme that actually works. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking to see. That's what I'm hoping to see. And with Lane O'Neal with his game, it's going to be really nice. He's going to make someone a very good guard, off guard slash move. And it's just going to be cool. Can't wait to see that happen. Stay tuned for the next half of Talk Dirty to Me with your boy.
Thank you for listening to the Talk Dirty to Me podcast with the Maestro.
Want to get involved? Bring it. Drop in discord.gg/SimWorld NBA.
If you have the brain,
Join as a coach.
If you have the game,
Join as a player.
See the game, be the game. But now, back to Talk Dirty to Me with
The Maestro.
Once again, for the Soul Children String section, y'all.
Let's get back to some wonderful sounds.
And welcome back to this episode of Dark Dirty Dummy. Let's talk about some film study. What that really means. Back in my day, here we go. Old guy yelling at clouds. I know. I hear you. I hear you looking at me funny. It was really film mixed between 8mm, VHS, or if we got lucky, somebody had one of those bootleg beta tape machines. Google that. And we would dub it over and over, and we could get the clip cutouts of what we wanted in terms of possessions or plays. If it was good enough where you could get the plays where you touch the ball and that sort of stuff. It was very different than how it is now. So let's just get that out the way. And I'm going to try to get through this episode without laughing too much. All right. So here we go. When you study film, you want to look for tendencies in your opponent, right? What do they do? Which direction does the guard pass the ball the first time every time coming down the court? That was one situation we had up going against a particular team. Oh my goodness. It was the NITs actually. It was a really unfair draw. It was a team we played against twice already in that season. So this was the third time that we played them. We started seeing patterns. Of course, as you know your opponent, they know you. There was a cat that I normally guarded. Every time he brought the ball up, he'd always pass to the right. Now we had picked up on that before, but seeing it so many play after so many play after so many play after so many plays, the world gets smaller, right? We're in the playoffs. We're looking to move forward. He'd bring the ball up, not just count how many dribbles, but count, okay, pass to the right. Okay, pass to the right. And I waited till a crucial time, game is tight, and I started to break for where he was going to pass, and I could see it in his eyes. He could not stop himself. He had the Jedi itch. The Jedi is an itch, doing good. He must, if you've seen that Obi-Wan Kenobi episode. And he knew he was passing the ball to me. His eyes got as big as saucers. I told you I tried to promise I wasn't going to laugh. His eyes got as big as saucers, and I swear, it looked like his heart stopped beating right there. As he released the ball, he tried to step back because he knew that I was going to get it and make a break right for the rim. He tripped, fell going backwards. Nice little beautiful lead pass. I took it in to the rim. Bam, chose violence. I come running back up to the court. My man is still laid out on the floor and he's looking at me with that look like he didn't know what to do. And the rest of the night, every other play was a turnover because he was out of his pocket. I didn't do it right away. I didn't take advantage of it right away. I let him get comfortable. I used a Bill Russell technique. Bill Russell would let a cat get comfortable, then he'd pounce on their best move, and then just to get him off balance. And that's what happened. And we were lucky enough to get through. So that was cool. So you study your opponent's tendencies and you make it pay off for you. Study yourself. See what it is that you do. See what it is that you have a tendency to do when you're up, when you're down, when you need a three, when you need a stop, all those things. Where do you leave your feet? Are you being predictable? Suggestion, always scout yourself harder then you probably scout your opponents because you know they're scouting you too. They're looking for certain things. If you find yourself having a tendency, find a way to break it at a good time so it works in your advantage. Study your opponent. You study yourself. Study the other coaches. When are they likely to call timeouts? What plays are they likely to run after a timeout? What are their on-ball principal moves? What are their off-ball principal moves? What are those larger things that will give you somewhat of a heads up? It will give you a chance to react that half a step faster in a play to give yourself a chance to take advantage of wherever they are. Do not be afraid of looking at your losses. That was probably the biggest and most difficult thing it was for me to get across to players as a coach, to look at the games that we lost, especially games that we got blown out. You know, that whole thing of, oh, take the tape, burn it in the backyard, blah, 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 whatever. I actually had a coach that did that, took the game tape after a bad loss. And we had a ceremony where we actually had a service for the tape, and we buried it out in the middle of, well, I'll say it now. We buried it out in the middle of the women's softball field. They found it later, and we act like we didn't know what was going on. Yeah, we actually did that. I feel bad about it, but it's still funny. So yes, you know, that whole thing about burying bad game tape or whatever. Better learn from it. You might have played poorly, but it might not have always been because of you. It might have been because of your opponent and what they did to you to make you do that. Never discount the person, the team, the coach, the fan base, the strategies that are across from you. Don't do it, please. That's how great teams get it handed to them at times when everybody says, how did that team beat that team? It doesn't always mean that the good team played poorly. Sometimes it means that bad team played great, played the game they need to play to put themselves in a position to win. You have to respect that. And if you don't, you're going to pay for it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. There you go. Study film as much as you can, or video. You know what? Tell me how to say this now, because I'm going to keep saying study film. Is it study video? Do you still say study tape? Do you still get sprinkles on your ice cream? I mean, I don't know. Help your boy out here, because I'm a little lost with this one just because of the language. Listen, you guys are better right now than I ever was. So I need to learn some more from you all, okay? So help your boy out. Give me some info so I don't sound like I'm sounding right now. Hopefully this was fun for you. I know I did. I'll promise to stop laughing here soon. And here's the thing. Do you ever see our heroes in movies go to the bathroom? Just saying.
I mean, I didn't realize we were starting right now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again for checking out the Talk Dirty to Me podcast with the Maestro. Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind.
So, see you next time and talk dirty to me.